Before there was Planet Coaster, we had Coaster Tycoon 3. Developed by the same studio, Frontier, RCT3 was the first game in the series to jump into the third dimension. Now, for those of you who don't know, Coaster Tycoon is a theme park management simulation game. Originally created by Chris Sawyer Productions, the first two games are 2D isometric management sims, while the third one was made by Frontier and was the first game to take it into 3D, with a roller coaster ride cam, a bunch of new rides, an expansion pack which adds animals and a water park. Coaster Tycoon 3 was sick as a kid. Now, people tend not to talk about any of the games that came out after Coaster Tycoon 3. And yeah, I'm talking about World, 4 Mobile, the Switch game that got crowdfunded. But I think 3 holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts, mine included. Now, I am biased as this game was part of my childhood, but I know for a fact a lot of fans of the original 2 have some problems with the management, the bugs and glitches, a few other issues that RCT3 had. For me though, the game was all about the sandbox. A lot of early YouTube for me was checking out videos of a bunch of insane creations, like massive indoor mall theme parks or crazy themed roller coasters with modded scenery I could never get to work in my game. I never really tried a project like that though. My goal half the time was to cram as many rides and buildings into one sandbox map as possible. I remember putting 5 of the same hot dog stand back to back and calling it Wiener Alley. And today, we'll be reconstructing Wiener Alley. I wanted to boot up the old Sandbox Mode, fiddle with it a bit, and give it a shot to make as dense of a park as possible in a reasonable amount of time. It really has been like 10 years since I last played, so let's jump right in. Okay, so this is the Sandbox Mode. I think the first thing to do, let's get some people in the park first. So I'm just going to put down a random ride here. Bucking Bull, 3x3. If you've played this game before, or any Roller Coaster Tycoon game before, I think you know what I'm going to do here. And this whole menu is just nostalgic. It's not good, but it's nostalgic. This is looking solid. Let's give this another shot. There we go. And that's what I did instead of managing a park. Here's one of the things I remembered, the Hershey Park rides. Yeah, besides Hershey's Storm Runner, there was another observation tower, I think, that was also themed after Hershey Park. Yeah, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I think Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 also had like a theme park brand deal. And in this game's case, it was just Hershey Park. We love our product placement. Like genuinely, as a kid, I loved it. Even though, fun fact, I hate roller coasters with a passion. I've been on like 2 in my whole life. Yet RCT3 is one of my favorite games. Make that make sense. Okay, now with that out of my system, here's the challenge. I'm going to spend about an hour building as dense of a park as possible. I'll try to use different rides and stalls when I can, except for Wiener Alley. And once it's done, we'll let it run, get it as crowded as possible, see how packed the park can get, and I don't know, send it off by sending a roller coaster straight through Main Street. Let's get started. We're going to do about an hour here. I'm not going to be a huge trickler, but we're going to build as dense of a park as possible. So going to try and use different rides and the like as possible, especially to start. Once we get later, you're going to see 45 hot dog stands, cope. Okay, let's get going. Let's get going. What do we start with? We start with, this challenge is going to be a lot of like thrill rides, basic rides, things like that you can really cram in here. Okay, so maybe we start with a bunch of like Wild West themed items here, right? So I'm going to just disable, we're just going to spam a bunch of Wild West stuff like back to back. Let's throw in Buffalo Roundabout, crack that down here. Okay, I'm making a good pace here. Okay, we got a little Wild West section going on here. What's Wild Westy? Dirt track? Oh, can I really not just replace the path? That sucks. I'm really committing to these like themed section of parks already. I think that's every thrill and family ride for the Wild West theme down. This is a lot of space to fill with booths. But if you know what I'm going to do here, you watched the beginning of the video. It's time. Take me back to God's country. I think that's the Wild West section of town done. Let's make sure all the dog stands are cranked open. Crank some glizzies real quick. And that's the first section of the park done. Let's go up from here. And I think the next theme is spooky. Definitely start with you. I think we do a different path. Then let's get some rides down. So that was the only thrill ride, but we have the gallows swing as well. Let's get that up and running. And not as many rides. I think we should have a good amount of booths though. Let's check out. Wow, it's just pumpkin pies. And we won an award for best food. You doubted Glizzy Alley. I know what the people want in this country. And we have a lot of extra space, so let me think about what to do with that. 1 second here. I feel like I'm hearing a lot more puking noises now. I don't know what could be causing that. I really don't. But that's the second section done. Let's expand. I think I'm just going to decide on this corner being the map. There is so much land on these maps here, and not enough rides since I'm not even doing much with roller coasters. I think next section here, let's try and do like sci-fi. I think we'll start with this like, oh wow, there's one sci-fi ride. Okay, there's a few casual ones. If you're a thrill seeker, I think you're still sticking to the Glizzy Roundup, but this is nice. And it's booth time. What do we have for sci-fi food? Nothing. Really? I feel like even in like real life, you got astronaut ice cream at least. They just said nothing. I feel like I'm gonna have to put down some scenery if I want this sci-fi area to look more alive. See, I know some of you were worried I was gonna put down more hot dog shops here. I'm trying to add a little variety. I can bend my rules if it makes the park look more lived in. Although, there is always room for one more stand. 3 sections are looking pretty good. I think this next part is going to just be traditional theme park. We'll get some product placement in. We love product placement. So a bit of a normal park section. I think we're going to go into the dinosaur, or is it like pirates theme next? Yeah, I guess that's the other thing of how much content RCT3 had. Some of these rides are just reskinned. Actually, let's change the sidewalk. I think gold is more. Oh, wow, that's ugly. Well, I committed to the bit. We're just going to do it. Best food. We keep winning best food. And you know what the park's difference is. You know what we do better than anyone else. We're approaching the halfway point, and park's looking solid, but I thought it'd look better. There's a lot going on though. It's pretty active. I should probably be moving. So let's go to the other direction. Oh my god, I still left that path on. We'll leave it like that. We'll leave it like that. Hideous, hideous path. Honestly, I love the little stall designs in these games. I really don't know what it is. Maybe it's because compared to the rides, there's so much less space to convey so much more character. But especially in like the older games, I love the stall designs. And in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 too, they're pretty great. Yeah, this game even has an aquarium builder. Can you believe that? We do Manta Tank, Manta Tank, Manta Tank, Manta Tank, Manta. So, you know, I think what people love about our park is the variety we provide in all of our experiences. I mean, they're just going. We could throw up a zoo here. Or you know what? A pool. That's not a bad idea. Giant pool. Nothing else. Well, actually, don't you hate it when you're like at a pool and the only diving board has a long line? Don't worry about it. They're loving the pool. But you know, aquarium line ain't as big as they thought it would be. All right. I think it's time to get more people in this park. Let's throw up some campaigns here. Here's the thing here. College students, it's Hot Dog 14 for you. So I think the game is actually starting to get a bit laggy. I mean, look at, we'll have to turn down the audio here. That's a lot of people for the worst designed pool known to man. Yeah, I'm sure there's enough space to store like as many elephants as I can fit into one exhibit as possible. Oh, well, even the game is telling me I'm a horrible person. Okay, so since they love the pools so much, maybe we do another pool. You're just gonna fall like 600 feet. I think that's safe. Yeah, you land in the water. You're fine. You're fine. Best Reliability Award? I don't know if we should be winning that one, Chief. How did Hot Dog 7 break down? What is toffee? I don't think I've ever thought about that. Oh my god. I forgot to hire anyone to take care of this exhibit. I feel like there may be less elephants than when we started. Yeah, safest park, not for the animals here. This park wasn't going to look amazing from the start, all right? You want me to do like a decorated park here? I don't know, subscribe. I'll cover Planet Coaster eventually. Okay, we're starting to lose visitors now, actually. Is there a cap to how many visitors you can have in this game? I feel like I got sidetracked from the original concept of this challenge really quickly. Let's get some animatronics down. People love giant millipede left segments, don't they? All of my friends love giant millipede left segments. Okay, it's just been an hour. Okay, this is the park we've built. Game's starting to lag a bit. Park's pretty dense. I'll take you through all the zones here. First up, you have Glizzy Roundup. All the Wild West rides. All your favorite hot dog stands. You followed it up with the very small haunted section here. Pretty nice. Going into the science fiction section. Over here into some generic rides, including your favorite product placement. The small adventure section, which is the ugliest part of the park by far. And you can jump over here into the swimming pools, which were a surprise hit. 219 people in that pool. 191 in this pool here. I mean, they are loving the you will die slide. This is not safe. Honestly, for how haphazard and horrible this park was to build here, it kind of like it looks really alive. Oh my gosh, they're queuing for it, but they're not getting on. I don't think anyone's getting on the slide. That's disappointing. I think it's pretty safe. It's always fun to do one or two more shenanigans here. First things first, with the animal expansion pack, you can just pick up an animal and drop it in the middle of the park. He's going back to his home planet. Let him be. This is Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. This is not a mod. This is Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I'm sorry, bro. This is how it was always gonna go. All right. Time to say goodbye. Absolute cinema. All right, and that's gonna do it for this look back. As always, it's Corporate Holiday signing off. Stay wavy.